The following program may contain language of an adult nature. Listener discretion is advised.
Views and opinions expressed on the following program are those of the hosts and guests, and not necessarily those of the staff or management of alltalkradio.net.
We think it's the banning of
We
free speech
are
First Amendment protection
anonymous.
material.
And if you don't know, you better ask somebody. My boy Maxwell Silverhammer and my bottom bitch Jerk Man will set you straight with some good old true shit and none of that shit that irks me. Hey Maxie baby, I still got them videos. You fill my cereal port perfectly. Bitch.
Ah, yes! Finally kicked those fuckers off the air.
About goddamn time I got sick of those fucks.
Yeah, that G.J. Jerkman and Maxwell Silverhammer with all their goddamn
You know what?
anti-corporate talk.
Just be happy. We're gonna go celebrate right now. I think we should go do some golf and butt fuck one another.
Oh, that's the greatest. I'm ready. Hold on. Go get in the car here.
Get the hell away the other side. Another side. There you go.
There we go. Oh, this is a great day.
I'm gonna start it up now. You ready?
These bastards.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Bora Bora, here we go.
It's the STIM Radio Show.
Maxwell Silverhammer, G.J. Jerkman, Cruise Control, and G Motor. Do you smell fire? I think somebody lit a cigarette. Nope, it's the hottest radio show on the internet. So keep it locked here from 7 to 9, cause the STEM radio fam, they ahead of their time. And now it's lesson 1, man, this is lesson 2. No format because they keep it fresh and new. And this is what I call HQ. Hey, Winfrey, you a musical genius, man. They can't paint it like a face is. But if the content is making you sick, take some Dayquil. And if you think that the jocks sound quirky, allow me to introduce you to the shit that irks me.
All right, you sons of fucking bitches. Wow, you haven't heard that in a little while, have you? Because I'm flying solo tonight. I guess for a little bit at least. So anyway, welcome to the shit that fucking irks me. I'm Maxwell Silverhammer. And it's been a weird fucking day. You know, that's all I got to say. And, you know, for some reason, like I always have said in the past, you know, the days don't, you know, I wish shit would just start when you wake up. You know, when you wake up and go, oh, man, today's going to be a fucked up day. No, it usually doesn't start that way. Usually it starts off, oh, today's going to be a pretty good day, man. You know, I should have figured something because I didn't sleep well last night. But, you know, I was up early. I was ready to go. I was feeling energetic. You know, so I thought, oh, okay, today's going to be an all right day, man. We're going to do okay. And it started off cool. You know, I had an event this morning in Boulder City. So for those who aren't familiar with Boulder City, it's actually a little town out here in Nevada. You know, it's kind of close to Vegas. But anyway, I had an event out in Boulder City. So I went out and did this event. And when I got there, at first, you know, things didn't look too promising. You know, there was only the speakers, you know, that were going to be speaking for this thing. And then a few people started showing up, and it was cool. And, you know, it was what it was. But, you know, it turned out okay. It was an all right event. We had more people come in as we were talking. But then this was pretty cool. I had, after everyone had left, this was over at a it's a nonprofit organization out there in Boulder City. They help seniors, and they've got volunteers and everything. Well, one of the volunteers, I was talking to her, and she said, well, you know, what time's your bus come? And I said, well, fuck, you know, you guys told me this event was supposed to go till 11:30, so my ride doesn't come till 11:56. So I was like, damn, I got an hour. And she's like, well, did you want me to take you to get something to eat or something? And I'm like, oh, nigga. You know, when you tell me that, I'm like, I'm down. So I said, sure. I said, is there McDonald's or something? And she said, yeah, I'll just take you up to McDonald's. So she took me to the McDonald's. She actually paid for my meal. And I was like, oh, that's fucking cool. And I was like, you know, you sure? You got? And she's like, no, I got your meal. It's good. And and then we talked. She's an ex-school teacher, and we were kind of bitching about the whole, you know, the way they've got shit set up now for disabled students. And especially blind students, because she was asking me about my whole schooling setup and everything. So all that was great. We get back, and I think it was about, I don't know, and it could just be too, because like I said, I'm tired and it's starting to kick in. So about 12:30 or so. Yeah, I'd say it was about. Well, no, actually, because my ride wasn't until 11:50. Yeah, so close to 12:30 because my ride was late. And I had this one bus driver. She's nice, but she's just fucking talks her ass off. It's like, oh my god. And I was starting to feel tired. I'm like hoping, cool, I'll get picked up. I can, doze on the bus, and then when I get to work, I'll be a little more recharged. So I get on the bus, and she's wanting to talk, and she's telling me, oh, I picked your buddy up the other day, and I did this, and I did that, and I'm just like, that's fucking great. Yeah, and I'm trying to be friendly, but after a while, I'm like, will you shut the fuck up? I just want to doze off. And then after a while, I started dozing, and, I don't know. Then when I wake up, it's just kind of like, I don't know, shit's just kind of, nothing really bad has happened per se, but shit's just been weird. You know what I'm saying? People have been weird. And so I get upstairs, and, I'm walking through the halls, and of course I bang into this one dumb bitch. Why don't people fucking pay attention? It's pretty sad when people are just sleepwalking through life, and just kind of standing in the middle of fucking hallways. It was this dumb wetback bitch standing in the middle of the hall, and I banged into her. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry. It's like, get the fuck out of the way. And, I even, right away, I expressed my discontent right there. I was like, I said, Jesus fucking Christ. And she's like, oh, sorry. It's like, well, don't just stand there. You don't, this is a walkway. People are walking through here. You don't just park yourself in the middle of the fucking hallway and just kick it. You kind of get out of people's way. So anyway, that was that. And, then, of course, my coworkers were in the office. She hired her new temp and everything, so they're in the office all fucking day. So I'm like, oh, man. So I really can't, let loose and do what I want to do. I mean, not that I had some shit to do when I got back, but it just kind of been just sort of a fucking weird-ass, irky fucking day. Like, at least the afternoon part. So I'm sure this is going to continue until tomorrow afternoon. Oh, man, fuck. Shit was going along so good, too. I hate that when somebody just throws a fucking monkey wrench into your shit. And like I said, it doesn't, I wish a day would just start off, like from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. it's shitty. Oh, no, now it's like, from 1 o'clock the one day to 1 o'clock the following day, it turns into ass ram. So, yeah, I was just like, oh, man, come on. This shit is just fucking... And like I said, it's not anything specific or particular, but it's just like little shit just fucking makes you like, fuck. And then, of course, tonight I have a late ride, as the luck of the butt fuck would I don't have my usual 9 p.m. I got to wait till like 9:30 or whatever. And, they drag their fucking feet. So that's good old RTC for you, well, I can't really blame it. It's timing. Timing is just sucks. So anyway, we'll see what happens. But as soon as I get home, man, I'm going home to crash. And hopefully that'll douche some of that out. Because, too, when you haven't had sleep, you're just in a shitty mood. And, of course, motherfuckers won't really let you sleep, because they want, like, even all the way over here, then that driver wanted to talk to me and was asking me about the show and what kind of show do we do and what do we discuss on the show. And I'm just like, well, we talk about things, talk about shit that pisses us the fuck off. I tried to explain that. Although he did ask me a very profound question. He said, what in Vegas pisses you off the most? And I thought about it, and I said, you know what? I'll tell you what pisses me off in Vegas the most is not really in Vegas, but the fact that everybody outside of Vegas thinks that everything centers around the Strip. You know what I'm saying? That we all live in hotels. We all gamble all the fucking time. Every night's a party. We're always out at the club, throwing dubs or whatever. So... it's that kind of shit, basically. And, somebody can bitch at me, too. You don't have any direction tonight. You know what? Fuck you. And, people will do that. I know that one night, like, when you're not feeling, because I'm kind of not feeling it 100%, but that's because, like I said, I'm tired. But I could see somebody later, sending me an email like, well, you really didn't really seem to have any direction tonight. Well, you know what? Go fuck yourself. You got some money for the show? If you got money for the show, I'll have direction every night. I'll find direction. I'll be online looking shit up if you want me to. But this is just, I'm just kind of saying, like I said, this is my therapy. So I'm kind of just saying what's on my mind and what I'm feeling, and that's just kind of how I'm feeling. It's just kind of like irky, like annoyed. Anyway, so back to the whole Vegas thing. So yeah, everybody thinks we party all the time, that we're all rich, we live the fucking, that bullshit when you go down on the Strip, and I hate it. I hate the Strip. I wish, I wish the Strip would just fucking, like I said, if terrorists want to hit the Strip, I'm not going to stop them. Let's put it that way. You guys go ahead, annihilate the Strip. I will just stand back and be like, oh damn, fuck man, terrorists fucking bomb the Strip. Ooh, they bombed the Strip. So, but yeah, it's just not. I don't like it down there. It's like very fake. Everybody dresses up and tries to dress to impress, and they're full of bullshit, and they just walk around like their shit doesn't stink. And I'm just like, man, that's not real. You're not real people. Where do you even come from? Did you land here in a fucking some kind of spaceship or something? But the whole Strip's that way. I mean, if you go down the Strip, there's loud music everywhere. And, I understand. All right, you guys are trying to make your money and get people in, and people are dumb enough to pay for the shit. But that's why I never understood why people will stay in, you get locals that will do this shit sometimes. Like they'll get, comps for hotels. And they're like, oh, I've got 2 nights at the Wynn. And I'm going, why would you even do that? You're staying down there. The only places to get anything to eat or drink are going to ass ram you. So then what? Then what are you going to do? Oh, go see a very overpriced bullshitty show? I mean, what are you going to watch? I mean, I would rather just do the local shit that I'm accustomed to. I'm saying? Hit a neighborhood dive bar or something, or do something that's, eat at a restaurant that's near your house. I don't know. I just think it's totally pointless to stay in your own hometown. You got a place to live. Well, we're staying in a hotel in our own town. Well, what the fuck was the point of that? Well, I got comps, so I can feel big. I can feel high roller-esque. I think that's what it is. I think people do get that little appetite for wanting to be corp, because everybody wants to be corp now. Everybody's corporate for candy, corporate for convo, So they all want a taste of that. I want a taste of that high life. I want a taste of the nightlife, And for me, I don't like the way the shit tastes. So I'm kind of spitting it out. Yeah, even when we got to pick people up on the Strip and, oh, now watch, we have to do that tonight. You know what? That will just put that'll put an extra piece of pepperoni on my pizza. If, I get picked up late. Oh, we got 2 pickups on the Strip to do before I get you home. Oh, fuck. So, yeah, they're probably going to do that for me. And that's going to be loads of fucking fun, because I'm going to be tired as shit. And then I'll get a driver that wants to talk. All this. I'm saying all this shit because I'm hoping it doesn't happen. So, hopefully it won't happen. And we'll just, it'll be a nice ride home. But, that's why I always say it. Always prepare for the worst. Because when you prepare for the worst, things sort of, get better. But anyway, you didn't hear that from me. That's like a little secret, because if the gods of butt fuckery heard me say that, they'd be like, oh, he knows our little secret. We're gonna bend his ass over. He's gonna have 6 pickups on the Strip tonight. That motherfucker ain't getting home till like midnight. God damn it! You want to sleep? Shit. Then you're gonna have a driver that talks to you. Then we're gonna pick up some other motherfucker that wants to have conversations with you. So, sometimes you just don't feel like bullshit. You're just like, let me go hide. And that's it too. Sometimes it's like, I actually enjoy weekends when I don't have shit going on. Like the time where I'm like, damn, I don't have shit to do. This is great. And people are like, well, what did you do? And then, of course, you come back to work, after the weekend. What'd you do this weekend? Fucking nothing. Thank God. That's why it was a weekend. You know, everybody has to have some kind of rock and roll butt fuck at some point, someplace, and that's what it turns into. You know, I'm sorry, but I'm very anti rock and roll butt fuck. You know, the only time that, and for those who want to know what a rock and roll butt fuck is, basically it's a lot of bullshit for nothing. You know, so you do all this preparation, and you know it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna rock and roll, woohoo! You know, and you think it's gonna be this great thing, and then it's a butt fuck. It's something that's a total disappointment, and you're just like, oh man. So yeah, that's the rock and roll butt fuck. So, you know, so many people do that all the time because that's what, you know, I mean, that's what you're supposed to do, man. You're supposed to be out there fucking living it up, man. Sometimes it's just nice to just take a break and just say, fuck it. You know, days like today are the days that you want to take breaks. And like I said, man, God, will you do me a favor? Start my shitty days in the morning, please, so I know they're going to be shitty. You know, don't give me this false sense of, oh, yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be all gravy. And then all of a sudden, you know, 1 o'clock and the fucking moron ship lands. And all of a sudden everybody gets stupid. Life gets stupid. And all kinds of annoying shit happens. Wow, you're a negative fuck tonight. Well, yeah, I'm just, this is what it is, man. It's the shit that irks me. So I'm ranting about shit that pisses me off. And like I said, I wish that it would have started out shitty. So, you know, kind of could have gauged it a little better and figured, see, because now when you wake up tomorrow, you're still going to have shitty luck. So you wake up and you go, nah, it's not a new day. Your shitty luck is still continuing. But, and maybe I'm wrong, you know, who knows? But as of right now, it's just like, and like I said, it's not like I'm having bad luck. I mean, hey, you know, knock on wood, I'm breathing, I'm healthy, I'm okay. Life is good, but just, I don't know, people are irking me right now. It's just they're getting on my fucking nerves. So anyway, and just other little bullshit, you know, so. And it could just be, like I said, I don't know. It could be people say, well, when you're tired, you're just more irritable. Is it that, or are you just more hypersensitive to stupidity? You know what I'm saying? Like maybe because in your tired state, you tend to pay attention because you have to. And when you do, you start seeing things that you don't normally see when you're, you know, awake and happy and in the clouds. So I guess that's a possibility too. I don't know. But so yeah, that's how it's been. That's been my thing. But yeah, that was my answer to his question. I said, I don't like the fact that everybody thinks we live on the Strip, and you know, even some friends of Mac Metros came in town years ago, and they call him up. They're like, hey man, where you at? Where you live at? And he's like, well, where are you? And they're like, we're on the Strip. It's like, dude, you know, there's a city outside of the Strip. The Strip is just a street. You know, it's one little fucking street. Really, if you think about it, it's a street. It's a stretch of street. That's it. You know, and the Strip it's not even the Strip all the way through. You know, it's Las Vegas Boulevard. So there's a point where it extends. But, I mean, there's more to Vegas than just the fucking street. You know, there's more streets in this town than just one street. So I don't know how that misconception came to be. You know, I'm assuming it's the same for people who live, say, in, you know, like Hawaii or something. You know, if you live in Hawaii, obviously you're at the beach every day and you're partying every day. And, you know, all you do is kick back on the beach and smoke weed and fucking, you know, barbecue pigs and drink beer. And that's what you do. But, you know, apparently, well, it's funny because I was talking to somebody from Hawaii and they said, well, actually, that's how it is. And I'm like, really? And I said, that's what you do as a resident? And they were like, yeah, that's what we do. And I'm thinking, wow, okay, because we sure the fuck don't do. You know, I don't gamble. You know, anytime I tell somebody I'm from Vegas, you know, they're like, you don't gamble? You're not on the Strip all the time? Or they think you're rich. You know, I've been told that. Oh, you're from Vegas? Oh, man, you must be rich. You must be stupid. You know, how about you come here and see how we really fucking live? You know, we have our we have our nice places, but we have our shitty places. You know, we have schools. We have, you know, we're a regular city. So, but of course, you know, nobody ever sees that, you know, and of course it doesn't really help that, we get these California Corporanicons that come in here and they just want to tear shit down and build up their own little, bunch of bullshit. That's why I always hear like, oh, there's no culture in Vegas. Yeah, actually there is culture in Vegas, but you fuckers come through here and tear it up. It's like last night I was talking. Actually, this was kind of cool. On the way home on the bus, I was talking to the driver and another passenger, and we were talking about, old casino. Well, it started out, I talked about Circus Vargas, which was an old circus that used to come here in the 80s. And the driver remembered it because he said he used to visit here in the 80s. And so we were talking. He's like, fuck, I can't believe you remember Circus Vargas. I'm like, dude, that was the shit. I was like in 4th grade. I mean, you go there and you ride the elephants, you feed the animals, and, Circus Vargas, that's what you did. Come fall, the 2 big events back then were Circus Vargas and the JC State Fair. So, which he didn't remember that one, but he did remember Circus Vargas. So then we started talking about some of the casinos and, how things are working and how they run. And, and we're like, yeah, do you remember this place? And it used to be called, I was like, do you guys remember what Palace Station used to be called? So we were doing that. So that's Vegas culture, those kind of things, going back on. Really, the culture is, see, this is what I think why people say that Vegas has no culture. That's some bullshit, trendy tourist talk. So, because as tourists, all they see is, stupidity. Slot machines, gambling, chicks with fucking, the smut peddler fuckers, all that bullshit, the stuff they want you to see, the clubs, and, all that other, unnecessary shit. But really, the real culture is reserved for the locals. So I think that's where, these people get it twisted. They're like, oh, Vegas has no culture. No, you know why? You look at it from a tourist perspective. So you're looking around for culture. Like if you go to New York, I think more of that shit's in your face. Like you see the Empire State Building, you see the Statue of Liberty, you see, so it's all kind of there. And you go, oh my God, there's so much culture and all these little trendy hipster fuckers, they're loving that shit. Whereas with us, we actually get our own culture. So the culture is reserved for the locals. So my fucking recommendation to you is, hey, take your coat off and stay a while. Hang around a little bit and see what's going on. See that we do have culture and we do have, a history. But like I said, all the California Copranicons want to come and fucking tear it down all the time. So they're always blowing up buildings and they're always, doing crazy shit. So, let's get rid of this hotel now. We're going to build something new. We're going to build the Link, the LINQ, which, by the way, it's a fucking Ferris wheel. It's like $40 to ride the son of a bitch, and it goes like 1 revolution per hour or something dumb. Biggest waste of fucking money ever. So if you're thinking of coming to Vegas, don't waste your goddamn money on the Link. Riding that stupid Ferris wheel. I'm sorry. If it was fun, then I could see, but it's a total, and okay, I understand, I'm blind, it's acoustic pollution, but to a sighted person, it's an eyegasm, because you're looking at the city and the lights and the dumb shit and all that other stuff. Yeah, but you know what? It's kind of like, I think Las Vegas is just one giant fucking crack house, because once the drugs worn off, once the alcohol is worn off, you realize, damn, what the fuck did I just do? I just wasted a shitload of money, a shitload of stupid things that were gone in a few seconds. That's the rock and roll butt fuck. So that's not where you're going to see the culture. It's just, and like I said, hey, that's what they do. Obviously, they're making money. Who am I to knock them? But at the same time, I just don't like the downtown or the strip culture. That's why I stay away from that. I'm not interested in that whatsoever. That's why when friends come into town, I'm like, oh, they're probably going to want to go to the strip. So you let them have their orgasm, and you're like, okay, man, let's go. Woohoo. Yeah, you like that? Was that fun? You want to see this show now to the tune of, $200? Okay, we'll go see a $200 show. and then eat a $300 dinner. So, you're just like, oh God, you guys, you want to just blow money just foolishly. Don't, save your money. So, or now I'm going to be like Obese. I'm going to tell you, save your money. Don't go to Vegas. So, but no, I'm not saying that at all. But you spend your money how you want to. Personally, me, if I live somewhere else, I wouldn't find, my thing is, and I'm always more into the local shit anyway, regardless of where I go. Matter of fact, somebody was just asking me today, what's the best tourist attraction in Australia? That was one of the questions that was on Experience Project. So I answered it, and I said, well, actually, I don't really care because I'm not into history, or I'm not into the tourist attractions. I want to see how people live on a day-to-day basis in Australia. That would be impressive to me. So anyway, on that note, bitches, we'll be right back on the shit that fucking irks me.
If you're a fan of hip-hop and R&B, join me, the Bruh Ren, for a full non-stop hour of back-to-back slappers. Back-to-back slappers. Where the playlist spans from genres like R&B, soul. Hip-hop bangers like
Sitting on 25 mil, I'm in the building and I'm feeling myself. Rest in peace, Mac Dre. I'ma do it for the bay, okay? Getting paid, we'll holler whenever that stop. My team good, we don't really need a mascot.
classic throwbacks like
Well, I'm peeping and I'm creeping and I'm creeping. But I damn near got caught, cause my beeper kept beeping. Now it's time for me to make my impression felt. So sit back, relax, and strap on your seatbelt. You've never been on a ride like this before.
every Friday night at 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time and Saturday at midnight Eastern Standard Time. Only on the Tough Love Show on JNJ.FM.
Hey, most people don't plan to fail, but a lot of people fail to plan. And it really don't have to be like that.
What you know about an IRA or a tax-deferred 401k? What you gotta pay to the government? Ever heard of a tax-exempt retirement? That's info most folks don't know. What you gonna do if you live too long? What you gonna do if you die too soon? Can your spouse afford the house? Will your family go bankrupt if you get sick? You got a plan in place to cover medical debt? I'm not talking about Advil. I'm speaking on long-term ill. You ever seen a bill from that home where Big Mama went to live? It's like $73,000 a year. How you gonna pay for that? 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 You work hard every day, but you really don't like it. You're looking at a retirement crisis. Got a good education, got a good job, got the age and the time, but still got robbed in 2008 when the market crashed. Wanna tell your boss to kiss your bus pass, but you can't cause you upside down and your savings on life support right now. Said you can't cause you upside down and your savings on life support right now. So you wake up in the morning and you put on your game face. Then you run out the house late, headed to the same place. On the bus like I'm stuck. In your core like I'm stuck. What you need is a solution. More income and less confusion. What you gonna do? Where you gonna go? Who you gonna talk to get the info? And get money. You can talk to me. You can talk to me. We got what you need. Or you can join the team. Build yourself, then build your wealth by sharing what you learn with somebody else. Each one, teach one how money works. Stay compliant so nobody gets hurt. Move like a union, be ambitious. We all independent, follow the system. Move like a union, be ambitious. We all independent, follow the system.
Hey, this is Travis. This song was recorded to get your attention. I have some powerful financial information that you should hear. The
things that you need to put in place for a solid financial foundation in case you live too long, die too soon, if you become disabled or need to go into a home, or if you simply need access to a tax-free supplemental retirement or emergency fund. We have the information to put these proper plans in place in case any of these things happen. Contact me at my email. That's TKEETONWFG at gmail.com. That's TKEETONWFG at gmail.com. Let's set up an appointment, sit down at the kitchen table or coffee shop somewhere. I'll show you the information. If you have the need and the means, let's get it done. Or if you're looking for a business with a great compensation plan and a proven system, you should join the team. I know this business isn't for everyone, but it's one of those rare situations where if we all follow the system, it can be a win for all involved. The companies win, the clients win, or the families win, the brokers win. We're entrepreneurs, we're our own bosses. Everyone is a broker. We can make good money and travel around the world on the company's dime. Let's at least try to do it.
At last, the wait's finally over. Be Sick returns from a long hiatus with a brand new album entitled Mr. Zero Tolerance.
Available for digital download only.
Be Sick's no punches pulled approach on the mic gives listeners what they want, as well as gives the rap game a well-deserved kick in the ass, with such hard-hitting gems as the title track, Mr. Zero Tolerance.
Mr. Zero fucking tolerance, you fakes ain't your fun. My tongue's replacing the gun, my toleration is none. Fucking Buster and a bitch.
Or the laid-back, fun-filled street anthem entitled Change of Pace, featuring Ghost.
This is something to bump as a gift to the haters, so turn it up loud just to piss off your neighbors. And if you out rolling, you be getting a ticket. And if you
Straight to the guts, blind to the facts.
Blind to the facts that your mind's in a trap. Blind to the facts that with time we adapt. Blind to the facts of what you don't understand. Blind to the facts by the media scans. Blind to the facts of what you read in a book. Blind to the facts of
Download your copy today of Mr. Zero Tolerance from www.cdbaby.com or go to www.cdbaby.com/cd/bsick2. Download your copy today. Keep the realness in the rap game.
Yee! What up, though? It's the undeniable JT Money, a.k.a. the Bitchizer, and you tuned in to STIM Radio with Maxwell Silverhammer and GJ the Jerkman. Heavy that. And guess what? They hate hoes almost as much as I do. So don't sleep on these cats. And speaking of sleeping, don't forget to check out my new single, Hustling, from my new project, Morning Wood. It's going down heavy, baby. And speaking of being out, I'm out like a busted traffic, like you already know. Get him, Jay!
We are anonymous. And if you don't know, you better ask somebody. My boy Maxwell Silverhammer and my bottom bitch Jerkman will set you straight with some good old true shit and none of that shit that irks me. Hey Maxie baby, I still got them videos. You fill my cereal port perfectly. Bitch.
Oh, yes, bitches. Welcome back to the shit that fucking cocksucking irks me. So, here's another fucking thing that pisses me off. You guys know I went and had, the thing, I had my feet and legs checked out and everything, and, a clean bill of health and all this other stuff. Well, now I'm starting to get the calls and the bills. I got Quest Diagnostics billing me. I got, Steinberg or whatever, Steinberg Diagnostic Medical Imaging Center, whatever. They're calling me now about, the bill. They're sending me fucking bills in the mail. And it's like, why don't you assholes go after the insurance company? Why am I responsible? Take it up with my insurance. That's why I get ass fucked every paycheck, for my insurance. So that way, they pay you. They're supposed to pay you. Is it that they're not paying, or is it that you think that you can double dip? It sounds to me like they're just double dipping. Like, well, let's see. I think we can, they probably think I'm one of these, scared seniors. You call me up and you tell me, well, you better pay this bill. You got a bill to pay. See, those people, they don't like having bill. I don't give a fuck. This is a day and time where, hey, if my bills ain't paid, oh, well, hey, fuck it. Yeah, I'm just going to fucking get on and watch some shit on YouTube and, do what I do. And hey, man, it's Jay-Z and Kim Kardashian all the way, man. That's what it is, man. I'm living that life. I'm in the club, Everything's a fucking dream and a game to me. Nothing serious. So, like those people, they're afraid of having bills and, I don't want to have that bill hanging over my head. Well, it's only a bill, all they're going to do. So, and this is what these doctors' offices do. They double dip. So they hope you pay then while they're waiting, because, they're getting impatient over there. Like, Early, did you know that fucking Hellscope didn't pay yet? Call that fucker up and see if we can shake him down for some money. So then they're calling me or they're sending me letters. And I just, I got that nice little thing called a paper shredder. So when I get that letter with the little envelope in it, I scan it. Oh, who the hell is this? This is probably G Motors. You want to pop them in? All right, let's pop them in there. Is that G Motors? Hey, it's G Motors, huh?
Hey.
What's up, man?
Hey, I'm listening to what you're saying, man. You sure that's not your copay?
No, because you know what? When I went there, they charged me.
Okay, so they charged you before they charged you at the doctor's office. They charged you. So they already collected your fucking copay.
Right. They got the copay. I paid that when I first, when I walked out of there. That's why I had to go to the desk, and they said, all right, it's going to be whatever it was, $30 or $40 or some bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so usually it's about the minimum of after the pre-approval and the pre-authorization, you're looking about at the minimum about $20 as a copay. I don't know what your PPO is. And you got those bills at your house?
I probably do now. The last ones I've shredded, but I'm sure there'll be some more at some point. We can look at them, I guess.
You shredded them? Okay.
Oh, fuck yeah. You see how seriously I take that shit. I'm just like, yeah, you know what?
What? I mean, your scanner reads your shit, right?
Oh, it reads them, but it none of it makes sense as to what I'm responsible for versus what they're. It's just a bunch of numbers, really. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because usually they would say in the bottom insurance pending or something like that. They will say what the amount is. Then they say down below insurance pending. So they're waiting for the insurance company to pay.
They must be, but I think too they're hoping I just up the money and they can get it twice. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact,
they can't fucking do that. That's a felony. They're not allowed to do that.
They'll do it. You know how shit is, man. Especially out here, man. People will look the other way.
Oh yeah, they're a bunch of dirty ass scoundrels, man. They could put two $1,000 bills in their fucking hand, man. They'll say, hey, here's two $1,000 bills, double dip. Oh, sir, that's a felony. Here's another one. Oh yeah, the bill's going to him right in the mail right now. Like you stop.
Exactly. That's what they do. Everybody's sucking and fucking everybody, and so that's why I don't really take it all seriously, man. I don't get scared. I don't get, I'm like, shred this motherfucker, shred, because I'm like, yeah, you'll send me another one.
Yeah, that's probably just insurance pending that's on the bottom. That's how I used to get them a lot when I was going through my thing, getting my disability through the state and all that with PERS and everything.
Uh-huh.
And the thing is that everything I went for UMC, all the bills came. The bills came from McKenna, came from the neurosurgeon, and they all said down below, this is the amount that was billed, insurance pending. Then they send you a new one after the insurance is pending.
Well, see,
but you shouldn't get a second one because you've already paid your copay.
Well, that's it. They shouldn't be sending anything, if insurance is because that confuses you. Now you will pay it, and they're just like, ha ha ha. We got you for this shit. So,
right. That means basically the doctor's little girl needs to get back on the fucking phone with the insurance and say, why have we not received payment yet? Instead of fucking sending you a bill automatically,
Well, that's it.
You need to do the job and get in touch with the insurance instead of fucking submitting a bill to your ass.
Well, that's it. Quit shaking me down. You know, I mean, I don't know you fuckers. I did my copay. I did what I had to do.
Yep.
So don't tell me I owe
exactly
you.
what it is. It's a big fucking shakedown, dude.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, I had the same problem a few years, what was it, back in 2012 when I went to, where was it, Healthcare Partners or one of those places. And I saw some doctor, you know, and then all of a sudden I wound up getting some bill. And they're saying that I owe, and then they start calling me on the phone, and I pretty much just told them I'm not paying it. And they pretty much left me alone after that. That's how you know that, okay, if I truly and genuinely owed this money, then wouldn't you stay on me? You know, wouldn't you guys keep bugging me? I would think.
Yeah, they should be fucking leaving you alone, man. Yeah, I'm just guessing at the bottom of your, you can, I don't know if your scanner will read it saying down the bottom that insurance pending. I'm not sure how your scanner operates and that kind of thing.
What it does,
that's probably what it is.
Well, what it does is it'll read and it'll say patient's total responsibility, and then but that's what throws me off because then it gives some bigger number, and you're like, wait, patient's total response. Does that mean that's what I owe? Matter of fact, when I had my vasectomy, I remember they tried to, you know, they said, well, they called me up as a matter of fact, and they said, oh yeah, you owe whatever it was, $1,200 or some shit. And I go, wait a minute, I got insurance. And then they stopped, and she goes, oh, I'm sorry, yeah, the insurance pay. So you owe, you know, whatever it was, $100 or some bullshit like that. So here it was. They were just hoping I just would up that $1,200 and not fucking spit at it. And meanwhile, they're going to make $2,400 because I paid it, and then the insurance company would pay it. But see, so I don't really take it too seriously, man. I don't get too scared when I get those things, you know?
That's good. That's good.
So,
That's good.
But yeah, the next bill.
A bunch of fucking crooks. They're supposed to accept what the insurance gives them, and if you already paid your copay, you're only responsible for the fucking bill once. That's it.
Well, that's it, you know, and so if they're fucking with me,
if you get another bill, motherfuckers.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, and all this shit. To be honest with you, it doesn't make sense. I mean, you know, you got this and your deductible, and you meet the deductible. You didn't meet your deductible. Yeah. It's all like car sales speech, man. They just walk you in circles. Yeah. So it's just kind of.
Well, I just thought I'd call in and give my little fucking bit. Because I know what you're talking about because I've been through that bullshit myself. So.
I appreciate. Well, you and I have talked about it extensively. You know, you've told me that instead of billing the insurance, they come to you first, and it's like, why are you coming to me, fucker? You know, I got insurance. I know what my rights are. So, but
a good 90% of the time, the reason why they didn't fucking get paid yet by the insurance is because fucking douchebag didn't pay attention when they went for the fucking coding training, and they probably accessed the wrong fucking code. That's probably why they didn't get paid.
Oh, and that's the possibility too. Yeah, you got these fucking dumb high school dropout bitches that are, sitting behind these computer terminals, that got no, they're dumb, and they got pregnant at 15, and now they need a job because guess what? Reality kicked in, and meanwhile they're stupid as shit, and they can't fucking spell their first name. So, but yeah, man, that's
no shit,
so you. Yeah, exactly. So I'll let you look at one of those at some point during the weekend and see if I got anything in the mail. You could maybe.
Hold on and don't shred it. I want to take a look at it.
All right, make some.
I bet you if I see there's something down below, insurance pending or something like that, and we'll see.
All right, you'll make some sense of it for me, hopefully. So, because I've
gone for that so much fucking. I've gone for that crazy shit so many fucking times. I pretty much just learned the lingo of crook.
Yeah, well, that's it. And me too. That's why I'm kind of like, you know what? Bullshit. I don't know you a fucking thing. Eat a dick. So, well, cool, man. Well, thanks for calling in, and we will see you tomorrow.
I'll see you tomorrow.
All right.
Later,
man.
All right.
Bye. All right. G Motors called in. That was really cool. So, yeah, I don't get scared at this shit. I used to be like, what? Oh my God, I owe money? What the fuck? And really, why is Quest billing me? They really should be billing the doctor's office, and the doctor's office should just include that in what I owe the doctor's office. Why is there so many hands in the fucking pot at once? That's where my issue is. And, but hey, what do I know? It's the corporate way. It's the way of the Cellini. It's the good way. It's the way that people like, apparently. People are, they enjoy this. They like as many hands in the pot, and people taking their money and telling them they owe this shit and that shit. And it's just like, no, actually, I fucking don't. So eat a dick. And, like I said, that thing with, when I went to Summerlin Hospital, when I, fucking banged my nose up a few years ago, that's still on my credit. And they're saying I owe it. I'm like, fuck you, I'll send you a fucking condom filled with nut, I'll send you some of my, send you a stool sample. I'll scrape it off the back of the toilet and mail that to you. That's what you're getting, So it's crazy, man. They just want in your pockets is what it is. So, and, like I said, man, they're just squeezing motherfuckers. That's what's going on here. They're squeezing this whole country, man, just dry. It's like, God damn. You just want everybody to be broke, don't you? So they're subservient to you, so you can control them. Oh, Charlie. Oh, my drunk father. He made sure. He made quite a fucking, what's the word I'm looking for? Made quite a mark on my life. Now, I'm a vengeful asshole, and I'm just trying to control. I want all the control and all the power, because I felt so powerless when he was forcing himself on me. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, man, that's some bullshit. So now, of course, we got to deal with that, and and I hate checking my mail, because it's either some asshole trying to sell you something or some asshole saying you owe him something. So yeah, that's my paper shredder's gotten really friendly with some of that stuff. I'm like, yeah, I got insurance, fucker. Don't give me this, I owe you, motherfucker. I came in there with a means of paying. If my insurance decides they don't want to pay you, well, too bad. Not my fault. It wasn't like I went out and purposely, beat my legs with a mallet until I got bruises and said, hey, I got these bruises and broken blood vessels here in my legs. Maybe these should be checked out. What do you think? So it wasn't something I did on purpose, but, obviously they act like it. Of course, if I was a drug addict and wanted methadone or something like that, oh, man, they'd be kicking me down. No questions asked. That's the other thing. You notice you cater to the pieces of shit, but yet the people who are, like the people with the self-inflicted disabilities, are the ones who they're kissing their ass and, giving them all the nice perks. And, same thing with the illegals, the pieces of shit that are trying to get over, and their whole idea is, let's see how much I can fuck you for. We got to treat them with compassion. They were oppressed by the white man. The white devil Peckerwood just popped out of the trees and started oppressing them. And that's wrong. Those poor drug addicts and alcoholics, they've got problems. They're hurt. They've got a disease. Never mind that it was their conscious choice to pick up the pipe and smoke it. Never mind it was their conscious choice to pick up the needle and shoot it into their arm. Oh, no. But you know what? Hey, those people that actually had a genuine illness, like the fucker with cancer, hey, shouldn't have got himself cancer, fucker. Out there. You know what? He should have been out there breathing our chemtrail-filled air. The bastard him. It's like, yeah, what do you expect motherfuckers to do? So that's what I'm saying. They cater to the pieces of shit, and then the people who have genuine problems because of shit they do, hey, you're treated like a fucking, like I said, I bang my nose because some corporacy, because some fucking stupid spick leaves a bunch of desks in the hallway, because corporate Charlie, can't take the time to send out a notice saying there's going to be work done in the building. Oh, and then guess what? I get there and now my insurance doesn't want to pay for it. Now I'm stuck holding the bag. Well, corporate Jim, shit in one hand and jack off into the other one. I wonder which one will fill up first. Maybe both of them. Well, maybe the shitting will fill up first because your asshole's so loose from so many promotions with no baby lotion, and taking Formica flambe to the teeth all the time. So I'm sure, shit just sprays out of him like a goddamn, like a salad shooter. You know, all he's got to do is get bumped the wrong way, and his asshole's got the elasticity of a 20-year-old tube sock. Anyway, we'll be right back, bitches.
If you're a fan of hip-hop and R&B, join me, the Bruh Ren, for a full non-stop hour of back-to-back slappers. Back-to-back slappers. Where the playlist spans from genres like R&B, soul, R&B, soul. Hip-hop bangers like
25 sitting on 25 mil, I'm in the building and I'm feeling myself. Rest in peace, Mac Dre. I'ma do it for the bay, okay? Getting paid, we'll holler whenever that stop. My team good, we don't really need a mascot.
Classic throwbacks like.
Well, I'm peeping and I'm creeping and I'm creeping, but I damn near got caught, cause my beeper kept beeping. Now it's time for me to make my impression felt. So sit back, relax, and strap on your seatbelt. You've never been on a ride like this before.
Every Friday night at 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time and Saturday at midnight Eastern Standard Time. Only on the Tough Love Show on J&J.FM.
Hey, most people don't plan to fail, but a lot of people fail to plan, and it really don't have to be like that. What you know about an IRA or a tax-deferred 401k? What you gotta pay to the government? Ever heard of a tax-exempt retirement? That's info most folks don't know. What you gonna do if you live too long? What you gonna do if you die too soon? Can your spouse afford the house? Will your family go bankrupt if you get sick? You got a plan in place to cover medical debt? I'm not talking about Advil. I'm speaking on long-term ill. You ever seen a bill from that home where Big Mama went to live? It's like $73,000 a year. How you gonna pay for that? 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 You work hard every day, but you really don't like it. You're looking at a retirement crisis. Got a good education, got a good job, got the age and the time, but still got robbed in 2008 when the market crashed. Wanna tell your boss to kiss your bus pass, but you can't cause you upside down and your savings on life support right now. Said you can't cause you upside down and your savings on life support right now. So you wake up in the morning and you put on your game face. Then you run out the house late, headed to the same place. On the bus like I'm stuck in your car like I'm stuck. What you need is a solution, more income and less confusion. What you gonna do, where you gonna go, who you gonna talk to get the info and get money? You can talk to me, you can talk to me. We got what you need, and you can join the team. Build yourself, then build your wealth by sharing what you learn with somebody else. Each one, teach one how money works. Stay compliant so nobody gets hurt. Move like a union, be ambitious. We all independent, follow the system. Move like a union, be ambitious. We all independent, follow the system. Hey, this is Travis. This song was recorded to get your attention. I have some powerful financial information that you should hear. The things that you need to put in place for a solid financial foundation in case you live too long, die too soon, if you become disabled or need to go into a home, or if you simply need access to a tax-free supplemental retirement or emergency fund. We have the information to put these proper plans in place in case any of these things happen. Contact me at my email. That's TKEETONWFG@gmail.com. That's TKEETONWFG@gmail.com. Let's set up an appointment, sit down at the kitchen table or coffee shop somewhere. I'll show you the information. If you have the need, and the means, let's get it done. Or if you're looking for a business with a great compensation plan and a proven system, you should join the team. I know this business isn't for everyone, but it's one of those rare situations where if we all follow the system, it can be a win for all involved. The companies win, the clients win, or the families win, the brokers win. We're entrepreneurs, we're our own bosses. Everyone is a broker. We can make good money and travel around the world on the company's dime. Let's at least try to do it.
At last, the wait's finally over. Be Sick returns from a long hiatus with a brand new album entitled Mr. Zero Tolerance.
Available for digital download only.
Be Sick's no punches pulled approach on the mic gives listeners what they want, as well as gives the rap game a well-deserved kick in the ass, with such hard-hitting gems as the title track, Mr. Zero Tolerance.
Mr. Zero fucking tolerance, fakes at your fun. My tongue's replaced in the gun. My toleration is none. Fuck a buster and a bitch.
Or the laid-back, fun-filled street anthem entitled Change of Pace, featuring Ghost.
This is something to bump as a gift to the haters. So turn it up loud just to piss off your neighbors. And if you out rolling, you be getting a ticket. And if you
Straight to the guts, blind to the facts.
Blind to the facts that your mind's in a trap. Blind to the facts that with time we adapt. Blind to the facts of what you don't understand. Blind to the facts by the media scans. Blind to the facts of what you read in a book. Blind to the facts.
Download your copy today of Mr. Zero Tolerance from www.cdbaby.com or go to www.cdbaby.com/cd/bsick2. Download your copy today. Keep the realness in the rap game.
Yee! What up, though? It's the undeniable JT Money, a.k.a. the Bitchizer, and you tuned in to STIM Radio with Maxwell Silverhammer and GJ the Jerkman. Heavy that. And guess what? They hate hoes almost as much as I do. So don't sleep on these cats. And speaking of sleeping, don't forget to check out my new single, Hustling, from my new project, Morning Wood. It's going down heavy, baby. And speaking of being out, I'm out like a busted traffic, like you already know. Get him, Jay!
We think it's the banning of
We
speech
are
First Amendment protected
anonymous.
material.
And if you don't know, you better ask somebody. My boy Maxwell Silverhammer and my bottom bitch jerk man will set you straight with some good old true shit and none of that shit that irks me. Hey Maxie baby, I still got them videos. You fill my cereal port perfectly. Bitch.
Oh yes, hour 2, segment 3 of the shit that fucking cocksucking irks me. Plugging right along. So now I got a little SMJ, just a little one. So and we got the new music, you know. So this is gonna be interesting.
And hang them where the world can see.
It's time for the SMJ report. Don't worry, blind man, I'm coming to save ya. Gotta save that blind man. Gotta save him from strangers. Gotta save that blind man. Gotta save him from danger.
Turns out you're the villain, Peter.
Yes. So that's our new SMJ music. That's what you're going to be hearing from now on. And, so I do have a little SMJ. It was funny because last night when I got on the bus and the driver, I guess they're so used to dealing with old blind people, old, very decrepit. Because I come out and he's like, hey, I'm a little ways from the curb. And I'm like, oh, I got it, bro. We're good. We got this. So I get on the bus and so we're driving a little bit and he says to me, so he goes, yeah, how did he put it? He was like, how long have you been blind or something like that? And I was like, well, all my life. And he was like, all your life? And I'm like, yeah. And he was like, you seem like you got some vision. And I'm like, well, no, I don't. I don't see it all. And he's like, whoa, okay. But here's what I'm getting at, though, is his mindset, basically, is because a lot of sighted people, not all, but a lot of sighted people think that the longer you've been blind, the more fucked up you must be. You know what I'm saying? When actually, it's the exact opposite. So, for the shorter period of that you've been blind, the more fucked up you're going to be. Because think about it. All of a sudden, somebody takes the faculty away from you. So you lost something that you have had before, and now you're forced to deal. That's tough. Those are the people that have the trouble getting around and doing what they need to do. But for some reason, sighted people, again, not all, just some, or a fat chunk of them, should I say, think that the longer you've been blind, the more. See, their mindset as well. At least if you had sight, you kind of have some smarts, you have some abilities. If you were just blind all your life, you're just fucked up and you've never seen a goddamn thing. So you got to be just a complete tardotron. I mean, it's a wonder that you fucking even get up out of your bed in the morning. So it's that kind of mindset that this guy had. That what? You were born blind? No way. No, you get around too well. Which is the exact opposite. Obviously, this is what I've been doing all my life. So it's all I know, as opposed to somebody who just went blind in the last 2 years, they're going to have some trouble acclimating. So but they don't see it like that. They see it the opposite way, where, they had sight at one time, and the shorter time they've been blind, the smarter they're going to be, the better they're going to get around. Somebody was blind for if they just went blind yesterday, that motherfucker's a goddamn genius. He could still probably drive a car, and whereas, the guy who's been blind since birth and navigating this way this whole time and honing these skills that you use, oh, Jesus Christ, buddy. Yeah, you're going to need a caretaker. You're going to need all kinds of shit going on. So, yeah, that was just interesting to see that kind of mindset, and you have to kind of, although this guy wasn't the brightest bulb in the box, a nice guy, but again, how many paratransit drivers are the brightest bulbs in the box? No, I don't want to bash them all because there are some cool ones too, but there's some, man, that I'm just like, whoa, dude, they don't train you guys at all. And again, it shocks me that in organizations that deal with disabilities or blindness or anything like that is kind of where you get your worst treatment. I get better treatment from people at fucking fast food restaurants. You know what I'm saying? Like yesterday at Panda Express. I mean, that woman was great. It wasn't an SMJ. She just helped me to the table. Would you like me to help you to the table? Which, hey, if she wasn't, my assistant from work was going to do it. So, either way, I was going to need help to the table. That was correct. So, but they just seem to, I don't know, there's just a way that you go about doing it where, when you're at one of these disabled organizations, they treat you like fucking, it's the one-size-fits-all mentality. I guess that's what pisses me off. It's like, well, you treat me like the fucking 89-year-old indigent fucking blind fucker with a leg missing, that's just been in here. Okay? Obviously, he and I are two different people, but because your textbook said to do it one way and your fucking policies and procedures said to do it this way, everybody's treated the same. And it's this one-size-fits-all, which actually can be quite, they do it because they think it's politically correct. Oh, well, this is the politically correct way to do it. You treat them all the same. Nobody's going to get offended. Actually, no. You're wrong. You treat me like the 89-year-old indigent, legless fuck, then you're going to piss me off because I know what I'm capable of. See, that's my thing, too. When somebody already assumes, I don't have a problem if you have questions. Questions are fine. But my thing is when you assume things, then you tell me, what you're telling me is regardless of your question, you know the answer. You just want to hear yourself talk. So that's why I get pissed off when questions are loaded with assumptions. So, and I've given examples, countless occasions. You guys hopefully are paying attention of what's a good question and what's a bad question. A good question would be, obviously, how do you organize your money? A bad question would be, how do you organize your money? Does your mom do it for you? So, and that's the one I always use on people, and they seem to get that. So, so like I said, I mean, I'm not going to bite your fucking, that's the misnomer too. People think, well, we never know with you. You could bite our heads off just for asking you a question. And no, I bite your head off for not using fucking common sense, and guess what common sense is? Assuming something while asking a question. the whole reason, the whole purpose for asking the question is because you don't know the answer. So why would you know the answer and ask the question anyway? You know what I'm saying? Like, am I wearing clothes right now? Well, gee, yeah, I am wearing clothes right now. That's a stupid, you just took time away from some asshole to look at you to tell you whether or not you were wearing clothes when you could have given yourself that answer already. So that to me, you know, and I think that makes total sense. You know, other people, maybe not. Because like I said, half the world is asleep anyway. Or, you know, I love that too. You get those people that want to tear your argument down, but yet they're just seeing it from their perspective, you know, not listening to what the fuck you're trying to tell them. And you're like, look, you know, see it from where I'm looking at it from. I'm looking at it from a common sense, not a common core perspective. You know, that's the problem. Common core has taken over for common sense, you know. So instead of sense, we have core now. Because, you know, common core is so much better and it's going to make you smarter because 2 plus 2 does equal 48. I don't give a fuck what you say, bastard. That's what we were taught. That the way is, it's the way of the Cellini. So it's the way that they want you to think, the way they want to indoctrinate your mind. So they want to take away the common sense. And because that's the problem. Nobody uses fucking common sense and nobody thinks about the shit they do or say. But it's just funny to me that, you know, in one breath, the thing they do that's totally fucking insulting, you know, they completely get indignant when you check them on it. Yet they're always going, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to insult you. And they're walking on eggshells and you're like, what? What you said was not insulting. So I'm just asking you to use a little common sense. You know, I don't think that's that difficult of a thing to do. Maybe it is. I don't know. I mean, maybe for you, you know, especially for a lot of kids coming up. That's where I feel bad. You know, I mean, because, you know, a lot of young kids now are being indoctrinated with that bullshit. You know, it's like my assistant at work, which, by the way, he took another jab at me on Saturday about me. He was like, yeah, you and your health food's a scam. And I'm like, dude, health food is a fucking scam. And he's like, no, it's been scientifically proven that eating healthy is good. And I'm like, dude, no, okay, I have a friend that died years ago. G Motors knows who it is, too. A guy named Chuck Ford. The guy ran every day. He played tennis. He worked out. One of the most physically fit dudes I know. And he ate healthy, you know, always did the blended shakes and, you know, all that kind of stuff. Was really into the health food thing. Guess what? He died of colon cancer. One of the most aggressive cancers ever. So, yeah, health foods. Yeah, no, eating healthy, it's scientifically proven. If you eat healthy, scientists say, look, in my textbook on page 45, it says, you know, Jerry Schmuckelbuck, a German scientist, said, eating healthy will make you healthy. And therefore, I believed it because, hey, that's what it is. Eating healthy is good. And, you know, look, I'm not trying to say don't eat healthy. I'm just saying don't listen to everybody and their bullshit when they're trying to ram this and indoctrinate you with this bullshit of health food. Oh, you got to eat health food. If you don't shop at Trader Joe's, you're going to die at 40. Did you know that? Yeah, if you're shopping at Albertsons or Smith's or any of those other stores, oh, no. You got to go to fucking Trader Joe's or what's that other? There's another store that all the yucklebucks love too. G&C, I think it's called. You know, there's all these different health food stores, but it's all bullshit. All this eating healthy, it's a fucking scam. You know, they're telling you that there's a such thing as a vegetable burger. What niggas growing what niggas growing hamburgers in the ground? You know, anybody, if you can get meat out of the ground, you tell me. Well, that's it. It's a veggie burger. Well, that's it. A veggie burger. What is that? Some processed GMO fucking infected shit. You know, and for you people that just eat vegetables, you vegans, yeah, you're eating so healthy. Oh, I'm taking the hormones out of my diet. Putting the pesticides in it instead. That's the better shit. Hey, why not? It's a pesticide. Side, C-I-D-E. What's the root word on that? Or what's the suffix mean? Death, killing. So it's pesticide. You know, anything with side, suicide, homicide. Okay, that means death. So, you're eating something with pesticide in it. And, oh, well, no, I wash off my vegetables. There's no pesticide on them. It's in the vegetable, you fucking moron. So, well, I cook my vegetables. God. So yes, this health food thing is a scam. I would love somebody to just argue this shit with me and try to tell me otherwise. Because as far as I see it, it's a scam and everybody wants to do it. You know what? Anything that becomes a trend is a scam. Because obviously, if you get one or two people that might be doing it, hey man, this is what I do. I'm eating healthy. Oh, okay, great. But when you got people doing it in droves, believing that, shopping at fucking, Trader Joe's or the other one, I just said it earlier, GNC or, Trader Joe's is the big one though. I know that's the Jimby, that's the spot where all the Jucklebucks go, man. Trader Joe's. I know I'm missing the other one. There was one that Loon took me to, and I can't remember the name of it. But anyway, those places. Why are those places making money? Because idiots like you fall for scams called eating healthy. That's why. Nobody really truly eats motherfucking healthy unless they're growing their own shit. Good luck. You want to grow shit in the city? Yeah, man. I got my caliche tomatoes, man. Yeah. I just busted out my digging bar here and broke away some of this caliche, and now I got my tomato plants growing here. That's great if you're into growing your own shit and doing that kind of stuff, but really, who's got time for that? I mean, if you're not a, 70-year-old retiree, who has nothing but time on their hands to fucking plant gardens and, paint pyrocanthas and whatever, then, yeah, that's really, no working person's going to have time to do that kind of shit, unless you're like one of these, upper class, where the guy's working as a corporaticon, he's the breadwinner, and he's got the housewife at home, and she takes care of the kids, and, when puts the kids down for the nappy, she goes out and tends the garden and plants the fucking, whatever, the broccoli. So, unless you've got all that going on and you're living that lifestyle, then, you can't really be. But I love that, too. Some of these people are so self-righteous about their shit, too. Like, I eat healthy. I even ingest my own feces. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll eat broccoli, I'll shit it out and re-eat it, because usually the pesticides will be removed because my colon will suck them out. That's great fucking logic. But that's the kind of shit they'll do. I'm not making this shit up. I'm not crazy. This is how these motherfuckers think. This is the kind of things that they will come up with because they're that wacko. So, and the fact that people can't see this shit, and like I said, my assistant and I get into this all the time. He's like, it's scientifically proven. Like, dude, what is science? It's like news. The same thing. Are you going to tell me that everything that's reported on the news is real? So everything that's written in your textbook as science is obviously science. It's 100% foolproof. It's always going to happen. No, it's bullshit. It's written in a textbook. It's a fucking lie. But hey, my college professor said, if we don't start killing some people in the next couple of years, then, well, and that's what I'm saying. I'm like, dude, just don't get indoctrinated with that intellectual inbreeding, because you're just going to fuck yourself. And now he's got it in his head that he'd like to be a college professor. And I'm like, oh my God. Okay, great. I'm glad you got something you're shooting for, but is that what you really want to do? I think that kind of shit is like when you've run out of things that you really want to do. I mean, really, when you start thinking like, what motherfuckers want to become teachers? Who goes, you know what? I really think the field of teaching is rewarding. Okay, there might be a few people, but I think for the most part, that's one of those fields that you jump into when you kind of exhausted everything else, or you're kind of just like, looking for some kind of occupation. Well, let's see. What do you want to do? I don't know. I can't be a doctor, can't be a lawyer. I'll be a teacher. And what do you see? a lot of times. You know, when you see somebody teaching a specific, like somebody teaching a psychology class, well, probably an asshole with a practice that went down the toilet. So what else is left for the guy? You know, when you see people teaching theater class, oh, it's probably the person that wanted to go into theater and thought they were going to be this great actor or actress, and boy, life kicked them in the ass. So, yeah, usually it's kind of like police officer versus security guard. You know, the same kind of thing. You know, when the other thing kind of takes a shit for you, then, well, what's left? You can always teach. Yeah, I don't know, man. And I don't mean to bash teachers. And, hey, if you get pissed off at me, you're welcome to call in 702-609-7626. And you can yell at me, or you can Skype into us at All Talk Radio. And you can tell me I'm a fucking prick and I don't know what I'm talking about. And I'm talking out of my ass, which, hey, you know, to each his own. So anyway, yeah, I just think it's kind of a bullshitty profession. I'll be honest, you know, because, and it's why, I mean, okay, if you're really going to educate and teach, that's one thing. But a lot of times what they teach is regurgitated bullshit. They have to stick to some kind of curriculum. You know, they can't just teach what they want to teach. But, or either that, or if, you know, I've had some professors too that do the thing of, well, if you don't believe what I believe and you're against me, I'm going to lower you a letter grade, because the whole idea here is mental indoctrination. If you're not going to follow my fucking way, then you know what? Then you're not going to pass this goddamn class. How about that? Yeah, you know what? Not my fault you're working a shitty job you really don't want to be doing. You know, kind of like those who get into political science. It's probably the asshole who wanted to run for office, didn't quite make it, so now he's in the university classroom teaching kids that, you know, that that they need to vote, that their votes matter, you know, that kind of shit. So yeah, it's just funny, man. You know, the way that people's minds work. Will they ever wake up? Fuck no. You know, I'm gonna have a very pessimistic look at this. I would say no, they will never wake up. They're just gonna stay there, just kind of stay in limbo. But hey, you know, and hey, if that's what he wants to do, he wants to be a teacher, great. But I just think that there's so many other things you could be doing, man. I mean, you know, aim high, man. If you're going to go to college, for real, you know, I mean, you might as well. Shit. I mean, I wound up not really using my degree. I mean, communications, that's kind of I'm not saying it's a generic degree, but at the same time, it's, you know, it's a lot of things. A lot of things encompass communications. You've got interpersonal communication. You've got, you know, broadcasting communication. So where's your emphasis? You know, I kind of tried to stick it on the broadcast type shit, but, you know, at the same time, too, I had to take, you know, interpersonal communication and communication law and just all of this shit that they had you take. But, of course, a lot of that's for money. There we go. There's another scam, you know, taking all. And why is this? Tell me, when you're in college, why do you have to take the same shit you took in high school again and this time have to pay for it? Doesn't make fucking sense. You know, take algebra again? Oh, well, you got to take math 96, then you got to take math 112. And it's like, why do I got to take all these fucking maths that I already took in fucking high school, which are actually, I mean, who uses algebra? I got to tell you, I have not, to this day, at almost 40 years old, and I graduated college in 1998. Let me see, when's the last time I took an algebra class? 97, I believe it was. 96, maybe? 96, 97, somewhere around there. I have not used algebra since. So here it is, 20 years later, you know, and they tell you, well, you are going to use it, you just don't realize it. Okay. There we go. There's that mind indoctrination shit again. I just don't, man, I'm telling you, I'm glad I think, you know what, the best education I got was not the one I got in college, but the one I got after college, because I learned some shit about people, you know, and the things aren't what they really appear to be, because in college is a cocoon. And I'm not trying to tell people don't go, you know, I mean, if you have the ability to go and, you know, you think it's going to do something for you, go. But, you know, I did learn some things. I learned deadlines. I learned some, you know, responsibility. So, and I met some great people. So there was some advantages to college. I'm not saying it was all shit, but at the same time, I had a different idea how things worked, as opposed to once I graduated, that's when I really learned how shit was. So it was the education after college, the post-education, that really gave me my true education, not the shit that I was learning in those classrooms. So, and I had decent professors, but, you know, at the same time, they weren't Jesus either. You know, I mean, it was like, yeah, you guys, and you know, I had a few asshole professors, but I guess my whole point is you know, it was good. It gave me some stuff for cocktail parties, but hey, that's that. Anyway, bitches, we'll be right back.
If you're a fan of hip-hop and R&B, join me, the Bruh Ren, for a full non-stop hour of back-to-back slappers. Back-to-back slappers. Where the playlist spans from genres like R&B, soul, hip-hop bangers like
Sitting on 25 mil, I'm in the building and I'm feeling myself. Rest in peace, Mac Dre. I'ma do it for the bay, okay? Getting paid, we'll holler whenever that stop. My team good, we don't really need a mascot.
classic throwbacks like.
Well, I'm peeping and I'm creeping and I'm creeping. But I damn near got caught, cause my beeper kept beeping. Now it's time for me to make my impression felt. So sit back, relax, and strap on your seatbelt. You've never been on a ride like this before.
Every Friday night at 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time and Saturday at midnight Eastern Standard Time. Only on the Tough Love Show on JNJ.FM.
Hey, most people don't plan to fail, but a lot of people fail to plan, and it really don't have to be like that. What you know about an IRA or a tax-deferred 401k? What you gotta pay to the government? Ever heard of a tax-exempt retirement? That's info most folks don't know. What you gonna do if you live too long? What you gonna do if you die too soon? Can your spouse afford the house? Will your family go bankrupt if you get sick? You got a plan in place to cover medical debt? I'm not talking about Advil. I'm speaking on long-term ill. You ever seen a bill from that home where Big Mama went to live? It's like $73,000 a year. How you gonna pay for that? 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 You work hard every day, but you really don't like it. You're looking at a retirement crisis. Got a good education, got a good job, got the age and the time, but still got robbed in 2008 when the market crashed. Wanna tell your boss to kiss your bus pass, but you can't cause you upside down and your savings on life support right now. Said you can't cause you upside down and your savings on life support right now. So you wake up in the morning and you put on your game face. Then you run out the house late, headed to the same place. On the bus like I'm stuck. In your car like I'm stuck. What you need is a solution. More income and less confusion. What you gonna do? Where you gonna go? Who you gonna talk to get the info? And get money. You can talk to me. You can talk to me. We got what you need. You can join the team. Build yourself and build your wealth by sharing what you learn with somebody else. Each one, teach one how money works. Stay compliant so nobody gets hurt. Move like a union, be ambitious. We all independent, follow the system. Move like a union, be ambitious. We all independent, follow the system. Hey, this is Travis. This song was recorded to get your attention. I have some powerful financial information that you should hear. The things that you need to put in place for a solid financial foundation in case you live too long, die too soon, if you become disabled or need to go into a home Or if you simply need access to a tax-free supplemental retirement or emergency fund, we have the information to put these proper plans in place in case any of these things happen. Contact me at my email. That's TKEETONWFG at gmail.com. That's TKEETONWFG at gmail.com. Let's set up an appointment, sit down at the kitchen table or coffee shop somewhere. I'll show you the information. If you have the need and the means, let's get it done. Or if you're looking for a business with a great compensation plan and a proven system, you should join the team. I know this business isn't for everyone, but it's one of those rare situations where if we all follow the system, it can be a win for all involved. The companies win, the clients win, or the families win, the brokers win. We're entrepreneurs, we're our own bosses. Everyone is a broker. We can make good money and travel around the world on the company's dime. Let's at least try to do it.
At last, the wait's finally over. B6 returns from a long hiatus with a brand new album entitled Mr. Zero Tolerance.
Available for digital download only.
B6 no punches pulled approach on the mic gives listeners what they want, as well as gives the rap game a well-deserved kick in the ass, with such hard-hitting gems as the title track, Mr. Zero Tolerance.
Mr. Zero fucking tolerance, you fakes at your fun. My tongue's replacing the gun. My toleration is none. Fucking buster and a bitch.
Or the laid-back, fun-filled street anthem entitled Change of Pace, featuring Ghost.
This is something to bump as a gift to the haters. So turn it up loud just to piss off your neighbors. And if you out rolling, you be getting a ticket. And if you
Straight to the guts, blind to the facts.
Blind to the facts that your mind's in a trap. Blind to the facts that with time we adapt. Blind to the facts of what you don't understand. Blind to the facts by the media scams. Blind to the facts of what you read in a book. Blind to the facts of
Download your copy today of Mr. Zero Tolerance from www.cdbaby.com or go to www.cdbaby.com/cd/bsick2. Download your copy today. Keep the realness in the rap game.
Yee! What up, though? It's the undeniable JT Money, a.k.a. the Bitchizer, and you tuned in to STIM Radio with Maxwell Silverhammer and GJ the Jerkman. Heavy that. And guess what? They hate hoes almost as much as I do. So don't sleep on these cats. And speaking of sleeping, don't forget to check out my new single, Hustling, from my new project, Morning Wood. It's going down heavy, baby. And speaking of being out, I'm out like a busted traffic like you already know. Get him, Jay!
We think it's the banning of
We
speech
are
refers to any potential
anonymous.
material
And if you don't know, you better ask somebody. My boy Maxwell Silverhammer and my bottom bitch jerk man will set you straight with some good old true shit and none of that shit that irks me. Hey Maxie baby, I still got them videos. You fill my cereal port perfectly. Bitch.
Oh yes, bitches. Welcome to the final fucking segment of the shit that fucking cocksucking irks me. By the way, if you need a handyman and you're in the Las Vegas area, call Done Right Handyman. That's my boy Warren Peck, 702-628-3352. 702-628-3352. Done Right Handyman. That's Warren Peck. And let him know that you heard this on The Shit That Irks Me or STIM Radio. Either way, he'll know what's going on. But he'll take good care of you. So if you're in Vegas and you need that hookup, need a guy to come and do whatever for you. Do some painting, fix some, broken doors or broken windows or, a broken AC or a broken water heater or a pipe or whatever. He's the man. So give him a call, and definitely he'll handle you, help you out. So, man. So, fuck, I was, everybody's on the whole service animal thing now. It's hip to have a service animal. And this lady gets on the bus the other day, and supposedly she's blind, but her service animal is like one of these little teacup poodles that sit in your lap. And I'm like, how is that of any use to you? Usually they use German Shepherds, they use Golden Retrievers, or, other kind of thing, larger dogs, because obviously you need something that's going to lead you. But she had this little teacup poodle and claimed it was her service animal. So I think people are going a little too out the fucking, or you'll see them. I love this. They'll have dogs in their purses or bags or something and claim it's a service animal. And it's just like I said, people are getting away with too much stupid shit. I need a panic. I'm bipolar and I need a dog to let me know when I'm starting to get fucking depressed, or something. Or, I need the dog to tell me when this is starting to happen with me. And so you're going, man, come on. And I'll see them too. Here's another thing. This woman had the dog dressed up. How stupid. Why would you put a shirt on a fucking dog? It's like, we wear clothes because we're humans, and unfortunately we're kind of forced to do that, but why do dogs have to wear clothes? If a dog, is just running around, with their fur coat on, that's a dog, it's just what it is. We're not like, oh my God, indecent exposure. But yeah, some people, that's their yuppie thing. Or then they go to these bakeries that make dog baked goods and shit like that. And okay, I understand you love your animal, but some of that shit again is in this in the realm of hipster bullshit. Putting clothes on your service dog, and okay, I can see the shoes. Like for dogs, obviously, especially out here. Walking across hot asphalt. That can be a little rough on a dog. I dig it, but at the same time, anything else, shirts and pants and other stuff that they're putting on, that's just, man, come on. And then you reach out and you try to pet the dog and it's got a shirt on and you're like, oh, come on, really? So yeah, it just was strange to me. And then you guys heard my story about the guide or the service bird weeks ago, where the chick had that bird with her on the bus. So yeah, too many people are getting away with this whole, I need a service dog. I got ADHD. I need my dog to make sure I stay focused. Or I need my dog to make sure I don't fucking, start having flashbacks, or some kind of crazy shit. So, flashbacks to my drunk father. Corporate Jim should get himself a service dog so he didn't start having his flashbacks. But, yeah, man, that shit's crazy. Everybody's into that whole, I got to have a service animal. I got to have this going on or whatever. So I just thought it was kind of funny. Here it was, she gets on and she's claiming this is her service dog. And I'm like, okay. And she tells me, oh yeah, it's guiding her or her, that she's visually impaired. And it's like, well, if you're visually impaired, you're going to need a larger dog. You got to remember, I am visually impaired. So I know the deal there, kind of hip to that shit. So anyway, man, fucking A. So, well, let's see. We got like 10, 15 minutes left, and what the fuck do I want to talk about? I don't know. I don't really, sometimes it happens, folks. Yeah, I don't write, how Jerkman and I always joke about having a script. I don't write a script. We don't do a script. That's what this is about. That's the beauty of this. I'm just talking about shit that, I feel like ranting about or that's kind of pissing me off in some way. And so, that's why I'm doing what I do. And people are like, well, you should write your shit. You should write it. Yeah, dude. How about you get in there and do my show for me? You write it out, get a script, write a whole script out, and you get up there and you spit it for me. That's, I remember my brother and I got into it years ago when I was going to do stand-up comedy. And he was like, well, what are you going to say? I'm like, I don't know. I'm just going to get up there and do my thing. He's like, oh, well, you're going to blow it if you do that. And I'm like, really? And I was like, tell you what, how about you write my shit for me, dog? And I was putting him on the spot. And, of course, my mom didn't like that. And she was like, no, don't do that. Because he's the little brother. So, anyway, that was that bullshit. But, yeah, so many people, they think they know how a show should be run. Well, you can't be, man, you need to write stuff. Really? How about you get your ass in there and do my show for me? Since you know so much, sounds like you know more than me, brother. You've been in the business a long time, haven't you? Man, dude, why don't you coach me, dude? Lace me, please, man. Lace my boots. Sorry, I was going to put my feet up, but I didn't want to. Figured I didn't want to kick some shit off the fucking desk. You know, I just don't know what the fuck is up here. And plus, it's a glass table, so it probably wouldn't have been a smart idea. But anyway, you get the idea. You know, hey, man, lace my boots, man. Show me what I need to know, man. I've been looking for a mentor like you, man. Now you finally come along. You don't know I've waited for this day. So I always get that. Or like after the fact, you know, when I get picked up. Well, what'd you talk about tonight? Maybe listen to the show and you'll hear. So, yeah, go on there and listen to the show. I don't know what the fuck this show is even going to sound like. It's going to be, maybe it'll be good. You know, the ones that I'm always most worried about seem like to be the best shows. Or, not, I don't want to say the best, but come out a lot better than I initially thought. You know, I guess because I'm always going to be my worst critic and, you know, and be like, oh, man, that's going to turn out like shit, you know. Thank God I'm not fighting with a girlfriend on the air anymore like when I first started. That was, boy, tell you, the shit you learn, man, 8 years later. God, 8 motherfucking years. This is some crazy shit. We're in like the 8th season of STIM fucking radio. So, you know, it's one of those things that makes you go, really? And guess what? I did all that shit. You know what I'm saying? I sucked no corporate cock. You know, nobody gave me shit. I did this whole fucking thing myself. This is Maxwell generated. So if anything, you know, I got to feel good about that. So, yes, I am totally, I'm totally heroic. You know, I feel like I should just whip my shit out right here and just jerk off in the air, you know, just for all to watch. So, but, yeah. Oh, man. So, yeah, that's the whole thing. You know, everybody's got an opinion. They've got their thing and, you know, about their idea of how you do your show. But, and I love how, like I said, the guy yesterday who was so up my ass about the show and had millions of questions about the radio show and how I did it and blah, 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 then tells me, well, I only listened to 2 minutes of it. Well, okay, what was it you didn't like? Well, it's just not my kind of show. Well, that's funny because you had millions of questions about it. See, maybe you did this backwards. Maybe you should have listened to the show first. And then you wouldn't have had so many stupid fucked up questions because most of those questions probably would have been answered in the first few minutes that you listened to the show. Although you really can't say because, you know, this is a pretty dynamic type thing, you know, where some days we're very introspective. Some days we're just fucking total clowns. And some days we're just ranting. And like I said, it's not, you can't really just nail it to anything. You know, I think that's the other thing too. People have trouble placing it. You know, because I've got so many different kinds of shows. You know, there's some where I'm very serious, some where I'm, you know, total fucking clown. So, and then there's others where I'm just being me, just being an asshole like tonight. So, and this is kind of, it's kind of funny. My Thursday night is usually my asshole night. You know, that's when I do my ass holiday. Or, well, not ass holiday, but, you know, where I rant about shit and just completely, well, I don't know, maybe piss people off. I guess I'll find out, huh? See if I get any hate mail. You know, I never do get any hate mail, and I wonder why. You know, everybody, when they do send me stuff, it's always good. And, oh, Maxwell, yeah, we love your show, man. We'd like to come on. But never, I don't ever get anything where, you know, you're a fucking narrow-minded piece of shit. You know, it's funny because people are so quick to blast you on the internet when you're on a, you know, like say Facebook or something and you get into one of these heated debates on Facebook. Oh boy, they're ready. They're fighting. But then when it comes to this kind of show, people are listening, but they're not really chiming in because they don't want to get torn the fuck up, you know, because this is live. You know, I'll embarrass you right here on the air. So as opposed to on Facebook, although, you know, people get embarrassed in writing too. I don't know. I guess people are more confident with their writing because, you know, if they get tripped up, they can always be like, wait, let me plan this. You know, like anything. That's why people love scripted shit so much because they love to sit and write things because this way they can make it look as good as possible. Whereas if we're talking in real time, then I could tear their ass up and they're just like, and it's like, yeah, I just made you look stupid in front of everybody, didn't I? So I guess that's why people don't chime in much. Oh, which speaking of this, you know what? I'm going to just put this out there. All right. One of the many, how many listeners do you have situations again? And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and say the person's name too, because it's not really the rapper himself that I'm pissed at, it's his company. So I wrote this woman, she wrote me some time ago. I said something about getting Tech9 on the show. And I said I would really like to get Tech9 on as a guest. So, and yeah, I'm ready to burn a bridge. Here we go. Flamethrower. Fuck you. You know, this is the thing. I never kissed any ass. If you piss me off, then, hey, guess what? You're putting yourself on, you're going worldwide. Fuck you. You're global now. So anyway, this woman had said, oh yeah, I can help you out with that. I can definitely why don't you send me an email? So I did. Well, that was, a couple years ago. So I thought about it the other day. I said, you know what? I was listening to some Tech9. I was like, well, I wonder if this is still a possibility. So I wrote her again, and I said, hey, I'd still be interested in getting Tech9 on my show. What's the deal? And she was like, well, what's the reach of your show? Because Tech9's very busy right now with touring. And so when somebody says, what's the reach of your show? The first thing I'm thinking is, well, it's internet radio, fucker. I mean, isn't that obvious? It's only all over my page. But, again, everybody's sleepwalking. Everybody's asleep. Nobody's paying attention to what they should be. So they rather pay attention to the Kardashians. That's the important stuff now. God damn it. Where are my priorities? So I write her and I'm like, well, it's internet radio. We pretty much reach all over the world as long as you got an internet connection. So then she hits me with my favorite question in the world. Well, no, I meant, how many listeners do you have? What are your stats? How many loyal listeners do you have? And I'm just like, that's when you want to just give them an ignorant ass answer. Nigga, 2. I got 2 motherfuckers who listen to my show. No, 2.5, because one's a fucking midget. So I was like, and then I started making up numbers. I was like, okay, fuck it. So I just started spitting out some, and I was kind of conservative with it too. I said, well, during every given show, we usually have 100 people in there listening live. And then, to my videos, I usually get 150 people listen to the archives. And then so she couldn't leave well enough alone. So then she goes, well, can I get a link to your page and to where you have archives? Because you know what she was going to do, of course, poke around and see how many hits I really had. And I'm like, okay, fine, here you go. Here's the fucking... So I don't give a fuck. I'm just like, go ahead, go look around there. What? Oh, so you called me out? I don't give a fuck. I'm not doing this because I have to. I'm doing it because I want to. And guess what? I made this motherfucker. This is my shit. So fuck what you're talking about. This is what I put down. This is all my money. I'm the motherfucking glue that's held this bitch together. And so I'm the reason STIM Radio stayed on for 8 years. So guess what? Eat a dick. I don't need your corporate fucking acceptance. Oh, Charlie, we accept you. You're a great guy. Do you think I give a fuck what you think about me? You drive an SUV and sit in an office. I can't relate to you in any way. You live the corporate lifestyle. You live that, you guys are in the clubs and, buying Gucci bags at Dillard's or whatever, whatever the fuck they are. They call those bags. The fucking,
Coach.
Coach bags. Thank you. That's the word I'm looking for. Hey, nice to hear from you, Jerkman. Glad you're still alive, man. Yeah, Coach bags at fucking Neiman's or Dillard's. I don't identify with you fucking people whatsoever. So the fact that I don't have your approval, really, I don't give a fuck about that either. It's like, hey, actually, and it wasn't you who I was going for. It was Tech9, the rapper. That's who we're trying to get on the show. Oh, wait, you're the gatekeeper and you say whether or not he goes on or not? Okay, well, if you want to be Ricky Romance and you want to be the pain in the ass and, try to stand in the way and shit, then, well, fuck you. I got to impress you first. No, I think it's the other way around. We're media. Remember that. So, when people start sucking my dick later, and believe me, I remember these things. It's kind of the reason I put this on the archive because, I want to be able to look back and go, Now, like I said, it's not Tech9. If he were to come at me from somebody else, he started working with another label or publicist or something like that, then hey, I'd be cool with it. But if that particular person comes to me and wants to bait and switch me and send me some bullshit artist, hey, this guy's up and coming, I'm like, guess what? He's not up and coming on my show. So he's not, he can up and come on somebody else's show, not on mine. Because obviously You know, I'm not made enough for your big act, you know? Because I get that too a lot of times. I get the bait and switch. Like I'll want a specific person on the show and they'll be like, well, they can't come on. They're really busy. But what about this no-name son of a bitch that we're trying to push that never is going to get pushed? But hey, right now we shelve him. You know, he's kind of our little shelved act. You know, so we look like we have some kind of roster, so we can look like we're big time. Oh, look, we got this up and coming guy, and we're trying to push people. You're not pushing that guy. You know, he's reserved for bullshit shows like mine. You know that you think are bullshit that you dump on me. Oh, here, you know what? We got a guy you can interview. Go ahead, interview him. He sucks. No, that's okay. I already found out that he sucked, so you don't have to tell me. I just kind of listen to his stuff, or, it's like, it was a few years ago. I tried to have Stephen Lynch on, and who's a comedian, and she said, well, Stephen Lynch is very busy, but we got this other guy. I can't even remember his Jonathan something. And she's like, here, I'll send you some of his, the link to his YouTube and some of his press kit. And so I'm listening to his stuff. I'm like, this guy considers himself funny. I think the funniest thing about him is when he decides that he's smart enough to quit. That's going to be funny because he took him that long to realize that shit. So, yeah, they always try to bait and switch you and feed you bullshit and, whatever. So, it's what it is. Anyway, on that note, bitches. That's the fucking... I'm Maxwell Silverhammer.
I was Silent Jerkman.
Yeah, I threw my whole rhythm. And that's the story there, bitches. See ya.
Show.